means that there are some elements of your power that cannot be explained by current theory. Although this may lead to a discovery that alters the very fabric of Crest research.
I'm asleep.
Pardon me, Professor. I became lost in thought, and I do tend to ramble. I suggest we call it a day. Do you concur?
Yes. No, I'm fine to keep talking though.
No, you mustn't push yourself too hard. When you are not in battle, you are so often here with me. I get so energized speaking with you. Well, I must remember to pull my head out of the clouds. That said, perhaps we should discuss things unrelated to crests from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Some sort of silly, lighthearted topic might be nice, eh?
Do you have one in mind?
I'm not especially skilled at small talk, alas. Let me see. Perhaps we should discuss... I know. Food. Not my strong suit, the culinary arts, but I do enjoy a good meal.
Doesn't everyone?
Which kind of food do you prefer, Professor? Sweet or spicy?
Personally, I go for spicy.
Spicy? Quite the opposite of me. Yet you're an exception in lots of ways, so it's not altogether surprising. An old colleague of mine theorized that those who bear crests favor sweet flavors over spicy.
And they were talking
He
nonsense.
suggested that the crest exerts some manner of influence over...
You're talking about crests again.
Oh, there I go again. How embarrassing. We were supposed to be avoiding talk of crests, weren't we? Terrible habit of mine, finding a way to turn any conversation towards crests. I really should find a way to stop that.
You really should. It's okay. We can talk more about crests.
That is kind of you, Professor, but it's all right. If you were to lose your patience with me, it could have an incalculable impact on my research. That sort of thing has happened in the past, you know. Back when I was still in the Empire.
Go on.
At first, any lady I was spending time with would titter and say she didn't mind if I talked about crests.
Ah, this is why he's an old eligible bachelor.
At some point, she would always become fed up and stop listening to what I had to say. In the end, invariably, while I was particularly focused on my research, she would write to say we were done.
Aww.
You may be a man, but I still don't wish for you to grow tired of my company.
Not sure what the "you may be a man" bit there was needed for, but whatever. Alright, so we have myself and Leonie.
Hey, Professor. Can we talk?
Sure.
I feel terrible about the last time we spoke. I was trying to apologize and just ended up losing my temper again. I'm really sorry.
It's alright.
I figured you'd say that, but I still feel like an idiot. Somehow, I just have a hard time keeping my feelings in check around you. And I think if I don't just tell you what I'm thinking, we'll never be able to have a normal conversation. So, let me clear the air. I want us to, engage.
Engage. You want to get engaged? Engage in what? A duel? I think going this hard on it will make her go, no, no, no. Oh, God, no. Engage in what? A duel?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thought so.
I know it's a sudden thing to ask, but I'm not going to feel settled until I know where I stand. Would you do that for me?
Yeah, alright.
Good. Don't hold back, okay? I want to see you at your absolute best. Phew. You got me. I'm completely outmatched.
You held your own.
Maybe, but you were definitely stronger. Honestly, that's what I needed to see. You're a true successor to Captain Gerald's style of swordplay. I almost felt like you were him. I thought I was competing with you. But that's as pointless as competing against him would have been. So instead of that, I'm going to focus on keeping the promise I made to him.
Okay. What promise?
Captain Gerald said that if anything should happen to him, I'd have to support you in his place.
Really? He said that to you, not Alois?
He didn't sound serious at the time, but it was right before he... You know, before we lost him. So, I've decided. I'd like to do just what he said. I know I'm not as strong as I need to be, but I swear to you, I'll train until I am. What do you say? Can I call you my employer?
Sure. I know I can count on you. There's a lot of counting on people in these A supports.
Yes, it's official. I'll protect you no matter what.
Okay, so that's me and Leonie with an A. So, next up is myself and Sylvain.
That hurts. Professor. Thanks for stopping by.
How is your injury? You got hurt protecting me. How is your injury?
It's not bad. I was even told I'd be cleared for service starting tomorrow. Besides, I got this scar fighting for you. It's almost like a medal or something.
Didn't you want to kill me? Are you happy you protected me? When was this? Didn't you want to kill me? Oh, it's been so long since I started playing this game. Didn't you want to kill me?
I certainly meant it when I said it.
Oh, okay, well.
When I thought you were going to be killed for real, my reflexes kicked in. I reacted without thinking. It doesn't mean I've stopped being jealous of you. But come on. I can't help but look up to you. If I'd had the guts to run away from home, I wonder if I would have cared as little about my crest as you do yours.
You didn't have the courage?
No. But if I thought I could have escaped, I would have tried. I'd leave behind House Gautier, and the life of a nobleman, and anybody who knew I had a crest. Our home is to the very north of the kingdom. Just across the mountains from us is land inhabited by foreigners to Fódlan. Right now it actually belongs to Fargus, but I can't say we're on good terms with the people there. Anyway, that land has been contested for centuries, and all that time, it has fallen to House Gautier to protect it. Actually, our Lance of Ruin has been doing most of the protecting.
Yeah, that Lance of Ruin that's definitely been used loads. It was stolen. I remember 5 years ago.
Those were dangerous times. One wrong step, and we would have lost our relic to the church. My father was afraid that the church would try to keep the lance, so he entrusted it to me. If an emergency arose, I was supposed to be called back home. I guess those very situations are why my family values crests so much. Since I bear a crest, my parents made sure I was never left wanting.
Well, yeah, otherwise there's Micklin. I think I called him Mikhail a few streams ago, but it's definitely Micklin.
My older brother didn't have one, and so when I was born, he was pushed aside. You know, he once shoved me in a well. He left me on the mountainside in the middle of winter, too.
Why don't you just actually kill you? Wouldn't that have made things so much easier for him? He didn't try to get him back? No, that's horrible.
Even as a little kid, I understood why he was like that. My mere existence stole everything from him. I have no right to complain when I am surrounded by people who would give anything to bear a crest, but do not. Now, women smile at me for the same reason my parents adore me, and my brother wanted me dead. And I have to meet them all with a smile and a wink, because I have a crest.
So what you really feel toward women is...
The women who just want to use me to become nobility? Hatred's probably the right word.
Then why spend so long trying to woo them yourselves? I suppose it's already been covered in, like, Season B supports.
Though, in the end, that's just an easy answer. I don't even know how I truly feel about it all. Anyway, it was pretty unreasonable of me to resent you. I'm really sorry about that.
You know what, it doesn't matter.
And I want to say thank you, Professor. Seriously, thank you.
What?
Before I met you, I'd gone my whole life not knowing there was another way for me to live. So, from the bottom of my heart, I'm glad we met.
Oh. Sure thing, Sylvain, sure thing. Alright, so that's an A support with myself and Sylvain. So, who's next? Guess it will be me and Ash.
Oh, hey, Professor.
You're chipper as ever.
Actually, I ran into that thief while I was shopping just now.
The thief.
Maybe you don't remember. It's been quite a while. The man who stole the book from that market stall.
Oh yeah, and you paid
I
him the
saw
money.
on the street with his kid. They were both so grateful. It's a really nice feeling.
Ah, I'm glad it all worked out.
Yeah, but it did seem like they were still having trouble getting by. I guess what you said to me back then was right. My actions didn't really solve the problem. I can't help everyone no matter how much I try. If I had the money or power, maybe. But I don't.
You'll get there. No need to rush.
You know, a long time ago, Leonardo said nearly the same thing to me. I think it was when I tried to look after the horses all on my own. I really messed that up.
Yeah, horses can be really
He
rowdy.
said, "You're not quite ready for this yet, but there's no need to rush." I know I can't help very many people right now, but I think doing what I can for those I see in front of me is still worthwhile. I have to believe that, at least.
That's a fine way to look at it. That's just like you, Ash.
Thanks. That's reassuring to hear. What about you, Professor? Has anything been troubling you lately? I'd be happy to help, as
dunno.
long as it's not looking after horses. You might not want to trust me with that.
No, we got plenty of people to look after horses. Marianne's doing a fine job. Why? Do I look troubled?
I genuinely enjoy helping people. It's a great feeling making someone smile. So if there's anything I can do for you, I want to do it, because I care about you.
Big blush. That's really kind.
You think so? It's just what anyone would do, really.
Your cheeks say otherwise.
So what'll it be? How can I help?
You want to help me cook?
Of course. I'd be glad to cook with you.
Speaking of cooking, I actually did cook this end of month, and I did the dish that gives +1 to all of your stats, so everyone is slightly better this month. Alright, well, now we've got the remainder of the Black Eagles, so myself and Caspar. Oh, I need to actually go and find him. Same with Linhart? Yeah, same with Linhart. Alright, well, let's go and find those dudes then, shall we? So, I think this one here is for Caspar, so we'll go ahead and try and find him, I think. I will remember to change my clothes as well, because, yeah, this outfit is ridiculous, I've got to say.
Professor.
Caspar would like to speak with you. Now is a good time.
Do you have a minute, Professor? I gotta talk to you. I've been thinking a lot about those brigands with the scorpion tattoos, and I realized something. I mean, I'll feel better if I get this off my chest, right?
Yep. Let's hear it.
Okay, listen. I can't deny who I am. I know you were right 5 years ago when you told me not to chase after that suspicious guy, but I still can't get over the possibility that he might have hurt those kids. I would have regretted not stopping him for the rest of my life. There's no way I could forgive myself. It sounds awful to say, but the safety of those kids is more important to me than the knights we lost.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I can't promise that I won't disobey your orders in the future.
It's my job to take that into account. That's okay, Caspar.
I know. It's too big a risk to keep me around. I won't cause a fuss. I'll just pack my bags and... Wait, what?
I think you misunderstood what I said when I said that's okay.
I guess so. You're really okay with me sticking around? Even if I might not always follow orders? People could get hurt if you let me keep doing things my way.
We'll make it work.
Just like that? I almost can't believe it. I really struggled to come to this decision, you know? I want to stand by your side, but I won't stop standing up for what I believe in.
That's fine by
I
me.
know I might cause trouble for everyone, but I just... You know, I give up. I've got nothing else to say. I should have just kept my mouth shut.
It's okay. I'm counting on you. I'm counting all of you.
I know. Thanks, Professor. Thanks for accepting me for who I am. I'm glad I get to keep fighting by your side.
Ah, nice, nice, nice. Hey, motivation increased. Awesome. Let's go ahead and find Linhar. Is that where he is around here? Probably somewhere else, actually, but we'll see. You're curious to know how Ferdinand is doing. Let's go for a visit.
What an interesting way of looking at life. Ah, it is you. Just at the right time.
You're working late. The right time.
There is something I wanted to discuss. Something about you. I'm starting to believe that you are a true hero.
I mean, I was a hero class, so I
You
guess.
hold the lost crest, you wield the sword of the creator, and you lead everyone in battle against great enemies. Not only that, but you are a strategist. You stand alongside rulers, supporting them, advising them. You do not seem particularly ambitious, and yet you accomplish so much.
That's true, I'm not ambitious.
I am amazed that you can say so. I have been reading about the history of Fargus, you know.
Ooh.
The kingdom's founder, Lug, the king of lions, had 2 advisors. One of them was Pan, the undesiring strategist. According to historical records, Pan wanted nothing for himself. He devoted himself entirely to Lug. He had tremendous power, but he never seemed concerned about his legacy.
Okay.
So in the old chronicles, there is hardly any mention of Pan's deeds. All that we know is that he helped Lug, his friend and leader.
To think someone could be so virtuous. I've never heard of Pan. Well, that's true. I've never heard of him.
It is not surprising that you have never heard of him. I did not even know his name until recently. But when I watch how you conduct yourself, I feel that I am seeing the unknown deeds of Pan. It is only a thought, of course, but it makes me feel rather happy. Even if it is not in the pages of a history book, a life can be full of achievement.
Yeah.
I know that I will never be greater than Edelgard. She will always surpass me.
Good for you to accept
I
that.
am what I am, like you and this undesiring strategist. I will do what I
Okay.
am called to do, even if no mark of me remains in the history books.
But you're incredibly ambitious. You're not undesiring at all. Oh, well, okay. Alright, so he's got maxed out motivation. And last will be for Linhart. And then we'll get to do Hubert and Edelgard. Let's go ahead and find Linhart around here. Yes.
Ah, yes. Professor, what brings you out so late?
I heard a strange voice. I could ask you the same, Linhart.
I've been worrying about something. I asked you once to help me achieve my goal of being a person who can simply nap all day. Then I thought, if the world becomes a peaceful place, all my crest research might be for naught.
Why is that?
Well, I don't see how crests have much use in times of peace. Certainly there are crests that make you stronger and could be used in engineering. And I suppose crests that increase magical abilities might help doctors heal injuries.
So you just contradicted yourself then?
Still, the possibilities seem limited. It's as if crests were designed to be used only in times of war.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, conserved uses of weapons, doubles attacks kind of stuff, so yeah, you got a point.
Their power meant to bring about death and destruction.
Maybe you're right, I don't really understand. Maybe you're right.
I cannot prove what I say is true, but suppose for a moment that it is. The longer this war goes on, the more useful my crest research becomes. But if the war were to end today, we would go on living, perhaps not using the power of our crests at all. It is truly my dream to be a crest scholar, but I also dream of all the wonderful naps peace would bring. Saying it all out loud, it feels a rather stupid thing to worry over. Knowledge or peace? Sleep or war?
You shouldn't worry about if it's stupid.
You know, you're right. In the end, maybe it's not that stupid after all. It certainly isn't to me. Although if I stop researching crests, I'll have one less excuse to spend time with you. Professor, don't make faces like that.
Cut to Byleth, completely stone-faced with no emotion.
People like you, who listen to my blathering and then nod and smile as though what I say matters, people like you are very precious to me.
Okay. That's decent SA support. Alright, well, I don't think there's any more discoverable ones in the map, so... Last but not least, we have Hubert and Edelgard.
Nice place, isn't it, Professor? Standing here, you can almost feel the goddess's absence.
Ooh, he loves to bask in the glory of the destruction.
Discounting what dwells within you, of course. Do you think some punishment would rain down from the sky if this monastery were to be destroyed?
I mean, it hasn't happened already, so
Of
no.
course not. Even if the so-called Immaculate One came back here for revenge, that would only be a result of this war, not the work of a deity.
Do you hate the goddess?
If it is between love and hate, then I would choose the latter. The goddess failed to properly govern this world. That is why it is necessary for Lady Edelgard to become the supreme leader of Fódlan. Those with power must use it wisely. Is that not a teaching of the Church of Seros?
I guess.
It's absurd to preach to others what you cannot practice yourself.
Sometimes it's necessary. You're absolutely right. He's got a point. You're absolutely right.
Yes. It is our humanity that pushes us to step up and take the lead should the need arise. That is not the case for inhuman creatures with lifespans well beyond our own. We must fight to preserve what makes us human. You are the one closest to the enemy. I wonder if you will be able to maintain your humanity to the end.
Suspicious to the very end, eh? Of course I will.
You make it sound easy. I find myself trusting you, even with my life. I've already dedicated my life to Lady Edelgard. To throw my lot in with you is inconceivable. But
Inconceivable.
if I had 2 lives to give, I might devote one of them to you.
Oh, just
Not
might?
as
Thank you.
master and servant, but as equal partners.
Alright. That's an A support with Hubert. And finally an A support with Edelgard.
Yes? Oh, it's you, Professor. I was certain it was Hubert coming to drag me back to my duties. Your Majesty, you must know your supreme talents are needed at present. Why not gaze at these documents instead of the sky?
That's a good impersonation. That sounds like Hubert.
Doesn't it? And the worst part is that he's always right, so I can't even argue with him. But that's enough about Hubert for the moment. While I have your attention, I'd like to thank you for your help in that last battle. As you well know, I'm perfectly capable of commanding the army by myself. However, when you're around, it's somehow different. I'm not sure I can properly explain it. I suppose your perspective on the battlefield is simply sharper than mine.
That's what being an undesiring strategist is all about.
When you're devising tactics and tricks for us, it's almost as though you can read the enemy's mind.
Kind of can with the threat lines.
There's no getting around it. Your talent for strategy far exceeds my own. I'm quite jealous, in all honesty.
You have many talents that I lack. Sometimes I'm jealous of you too, Emperor.
Is that a fact? Well, if you insist. I suppose a flower from another's field is always more beautiful. I'll admit, I think of you as rather detached. So to hear that you have emotions such as jealousy is something of a relief.
I could... Ooh. I'm not detached. Yeah, that's kind of insulting to Edelgard. I'm not detached.
Oh, but you are. Don't even try to argue. But I suppose I'm much the same. I've also distanced myself from the ordinary world.
It seems we are fated to be friends and nothing else.
Friends. That word somehow doesn't seem adequate.
No, it doesn't, does it?
Besides, we've been friends for a long time, you and I. By now, we're so much more than that, at least in my mind.
That's why you drew paintings of me. Thank you for someone in the comments for pointing that out, by the way. I forget who it was.
You know, instead of Edelgard, you can call me just L, if you so please.
Not even 80, just L.
That's what my parents and closest sisters used to call me when I was little. Now there's no one left who calls me L. But with you, well, I think I could allow it. In fact, it would mean a great deal to me.
Why is that?
Why? Well, you have stood beside me and shared my burdens. As I said, you are much more than a friend. In truth, you are like family to me. I suppose that's why.
Okay. Alright, so all of our supports are done. I don't think I'll get a chance to do any more supports, but maybe we will. We'll see. We've got a couple of battles to do at least, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and change over my costume, and then we will end this week and the month. So let's go to the personal quarters. Thank you. And we'll go to the journal. Note the journal. Thank you. Change my appearance to just the war outfit, I guess. I'm not going to bother with any of these. Like, they're fun to have, but otherwise, nah. And yeah, okay. Cool. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make a save. And we are going to finish exploring.